Hey guys, Cindy over paper.old.new. Thanks for stopping by. God bless you for being here. We are going to work on a little thing. I've been making a lot of projects recently. Well, actually, I haven't been making a lot of projects recently. I've been working on a lot of projects recently whenever I can get up here. My schedule being what it is now. I know you guys have heard this 100 times, but I'm going to be honest. Where I left you off in whatever video you last saw a project in is probably where it's still sitting. So I'm going to be a lesson in just being able to pick up where you left off the last time you were in. And, I'm hoping that every once in a while you just like coming in, and I'm probably not in a follow along state at this point. If I think I'm doing a video where you might be able to follow along, then I'll let you know. If it's going to be one of those things where we start something, I start a tutorial and it's going to take me a while, I'll also let you know that. And if all the pieces get up, then you can come back and check it out or whatever. But I thought today I was going to go back and find some of these scrappy pieces that we made from file folder cutoffs when I was doing all those file folder folio things. And I'm not done with those. I'm going to come back and do some more of those because I like them and I have piles and piles of file folders. But what I was noticing is in a lot of my projects now, I'm making like big full-size pockets. So I have places where I need to put big ephemera. So my thought was, I thought it would be fun to make some pocket stuffers out of some of these file folder cutoffs. So we're going to, like, this is a piece where I wanted the file folder short. So I cut whatever was left of this off, and this is what I had left. And I don't like this part, that curve. So I'm going to trim that. And this will be able to fit into like a taller, narrower pocket, which I do sometimes have. And sometimes your page height pockets, depending on how you glue them down, remember, you lose real estate in the glue stripe, and all that. So, sometimes narrower is better, even if the pocket looks wider, if that makes any sense. I'm looking for my corner rounder. I like the file folder tab look, but I don't like that funny, this edge on the file folders that I have. A lot of the file folders I have this, and I don't like that. So I usually cut that part off. And then I just go around and I corners like that. And then I have, oh, missed one. And then I have, nice. Okay, now, for this piece, what I thought I would do is cover the outside. You don't have to excessively decorate these either, but depending on what you're going to put them in. But for this one, what I thought I would do is decorate the outside, and then we could ink up the inside as writing space. So you have all of this journaling space to use. And I'm going to grab some like paper that I have laying around behind me and stuff like that. And we're just going to cover these up. So for this one, I'm going to put this on the front. So let's put some glue all over it. How's everybody been doing? I guess when you're seeing this, it's going to be close to St. Pat's Day. I hope you guys, speaking of St. Pat's Day, have gone over and checked out that kit I made. It is about St. Patrick himself, so it's a prayer kit and a saint's kit, that kind of thing. But I thought it turned out really pretty. I am working on a St. Pat's collage kit, which I will probably release for next year. And then I'm trying to come up with some ideas. I've just been, like I said, so busy with the running back and forth, and it's getting into spring and toward the end of the year, and Easter's coming, and there's just all this stuff going on, and it's been harder and harder for me to get to my craft area. Not to mention the fact that I sometimes am looking at it going, I don't know what to do with you guys. I don't know what to, but I think now I'm just going to grab projects and work on them, and you guys can watch, where I am in whatever project I'm in. Like I said, when I leave a project after a video with you guys, I may or may not be able to get back in here and work on it in between So when you see it again in a video, it may be right where we left it, because I just haven't had time to get in here. My sister, my sister, her oldest has a prom this year at their school that she invited my daughter to go to. They're the same age, and so we went and got a dress for that, and she's wanting to do National Honor Society, so we've been filling out paperwork for that. I still have to help her with some of that. Where is my towel? I mean, and then when I get home from, I tell you what, guys, sweeping a cafeteria and chasing after little kids I haven't done it in so long. I come home and I'm dead on my feet. And I'm not even doing it for that long. It's not like I'm doing it all day. But I'm dead on my feet, and I've been trying to eat out less, cook at home more. Because, of course, with all the running around I do, it was really easy for me to just say, oh, I'm going to pick this up on the way home. Oh, I'm going to pick that up on the way home. I'm trying to do less of that. So when I get home, I have to, try and get dinner cooked. And then by the time it's all said and done, I mentioned this in one of my other videos if you saw it. By the time it's all said and done, I am beat. And I go to bed early because I have to be up at 5:30-ish, 5:30, 5:45, like that. So, I'm in bed by 9. We're not home till 3:45, 3:30, 4:45. So, as far as time goes during the week, I don't have a lot of it. And, okay. The other thing you could do, of course, would be to cover the whole thing. But this is, you're going to have to do it in 2 pieces. Scrapbook paper just isn't as big as a file folder opened up. So, and you don't even have to, because you have to do it in 2 pieces, you don't even have to use the same paper back and front. You could decide that your the back of your little thing, you want it to be a different color, or you want it to be a different paper, or like that. So, but let's get this one cut out. This would be the hardest part, I think, at least for me, is to cut around the file folder shape. Because sometimes if you don't get that edge just glued down right, it lifts and you cut, like I did it a little bit on that one, you cut up under the paper or up under the card, and you end up cutting off part of your covering, if that makes sense to anybody. So if the edges don't get glued down good, your scissors might get in between and then cut too far back on your paper. And then your card doesn't end up being totally covered right there at the edge. It happens to me, especially on corners like this. But, okay, so that would be the front of my, see, in that one. Yeah, I did it on that one right there. I don't know if you can see that. It's a real small spot, but okay. So, but that's a little thing, and then you would tuck this down in a folder, a pocket. Let me get I know they're out right here. And like I said, let's do a matching paper on the back. Let me see. What do I have? Okay, these come from the same pattern. So basically what I think I'll do is we'll put glue all over the back, and then what I might do is bring it over the top. But see, I do have enough to bring over the top, and then I got some new punches, guys. Some of those edge punches. So maybe we'll edge punch it and glue it down. Okay, and then you can just, these are fun and they're quick and easy. So you can take your cutoffs from your folder projects, and if you've still got these like this that flip up, they make a really cool thing to stick, especially since the folios don't necessarily, the file folder folios, don't necessarily have pages sewn in. Maybe you're just filling the pockets full of stuff to write on as the journaling space, or maybe you make really decorative pages in your journals and all your writing space is pockets. Like all your pages are decorative and all your writing space is tucked into the pockets. I know I've done that sometimes where I'm like, oh, I want to put this paper in here and I want to put this paper in here. And then I look at it and I'm like, there is no journaling space in this project. None. I didn't put any journaling space in here. And then it's up to your pocket fillers to kind of, I'm going to go as far over here as I can and see if I can't like minimize the amount of trimming I maybe make sure on this side. And then we'll squish it probably all out onto my mat. Yeah, I wish these Fiskars mats weren't so expensive, because this big one, this big huge one, it's expensive. And I've already had to replace mine once. Not to mention the fact it doesn't exactly fit, so I end up having to cut it, which is just a pain. Okay, so then that, and I'm going to keep this. So what I might do is cut this off so that it's straight. I might cut this off with a ruler and a nice straight line so that I can fold that top edge down. So it'll come down like this. Uh-oh. Of course. I cut it and it's still not quite. Okay, let me find my punch real quick. Okay, I got some punches. So let me see. No, I got a blade right there to cut the tape in. Okay, I've got a couple of. I had two others, I thought. Hold on. Okay, and I have these. This is what working in organized chaos. Okay. So, as you can see, they haven't come out of the packaging to be used, and they're kind of beat up, actually, if I'm honest. I think this is the one I was looking for, so let's put these to the side. And I just ordered these off of Amazon. You know when you shop on Amazon, if you've got a Prime account and a card and all that, you collect points. I also have another credit card, but credit cards these days, they like 2 points. I mean, why not? So I cash them in for gift cards and then I shop. Seems like a... Oh, you know what? I don't want that on there. And I already know that this isn't exactly straight because it didn't fold over right. I don't want the dotted line on there. Okay, now. I'm bad at these in so much as, ooh, it only does one. Well, that might not be so bad then, actually. And then you line it up on here and you cut it again. And then we'll line it up one more. This one's not so bad because it does one at a time. Okay, like that. Then we're going to go the other way. And we'll do one more. Hopefully that's wide enough. I'm trying to get that paper on there straight. It's wanting to wiggle. Okay. Oh, no, that's not wide enough. All right, well, I'll stick this one off like this. and cut that edge. And then I'll do the same thing on this side where you stick this one off. Right there. Cut that edge and it cuts this off. And then you can fold this down and that's really cute. Oh, and all the bits. Okay. I like that a lot. I'm so glad I bought it. I am not upset. All right, so let's glue this down though. Trying to decide if I want to ink it. I don't think I will. I think I'll just glue it down. I like the lacy edge though. I think it's cute. So yeah, so you can do the thing where you fold over and you get a little edge punch, or you could cut it decoratively. You don't have to have a punch to do it. You could cut it in a wave, or if you have any kind of punches at all, you can make some sort of a decorative border on there. It doesn't have to be an edge punch. As a matter of fact, you could trace something onto, like, say, cardboard or something like that. Oh, that made a mess. I'm going to regret doing that. Okay. There. Got it all cleaned off. And I think that's really cute detail on there. Now, because it goes, it does kind of blend in, but I didn't want to ink it too much because it's hard to ink the holes. Now, what you could try is inking the holes from the other side and seeing if you can get just the edges to come through. All right, now let's trim. I know, we've taken an awful lot of time on just this one. Let's trim this. And you don't necessarily have to do anything else to this. I'm wondering. It wasn't so bad. And then I can just stick this in here. I'm wondering if you could, this is my back. Now, remember, this is going in a pocket. This isn't going to get glued down. So the back of it could or could not, or may or may not be seen. I mean, when you pull it out of the pocket, you can obviously flip it over. The idea now would be to get it all inked up. And you could even go across this edge if you need to. I feel like that would be all right. And then this edge is probably going to get trimmed, but for now I'm going to ink it. It'll bug me enough that I'll trim it when I use it. All right, and I'm going to go across the top of the little tablet here. And then the part that I would really want to do would be the inside. Now, the reason it's, for me anyway, that doing the ink on the inside is perfectly fine and just enough is this is manila file folder. It's not bright white. It's going to be really easy to kind of dingy this up. It won't be like I don't want to fold it. I would do this fold, but I don't want to fold it inside out because that's still wet. And I can hear it like wanting to pull away. So I'm going to wait. Of course, there's no glue on that spot anyway, so I don't know. All right, so we're going to go all around here on the edge. And then I'll get the brush. And you could use stencils in here. You could just brush it. But I mean, just, dingy it up some. And you have yourself a nice little journaling card to go in a taller pocket. Now you might, since this is more exposed, you might dingy this up more. Or maybe you cover this part with some paper or something, or stick a pocket down there, or, whatever. And then this can go in a pocket and you pull it out of the pocket and you've got a little flip up journaling spot, right? And this and it's nice and sturdy because it's made out of file folder. And this uses up some of the scraps from the folio, and you don't necessarily have to stick it in a folio. You can stick it in anything. So we have one of those. Let's see what else. You can also make little accordion fold. This would be another one of those. Okay, so I would trim the side and do the rounding, and I would make another one of these. Okay, now for these pieces, if you had something to stick into a wide folder, or it goes across the whole page, but it doesn't necessarily go up the whole page, and you want to stick something down in there, maybe you want to stick okay, so we have one of these. And of course, if this is going to be your journaling space, of course you can decorate parts of it, right? Leave space open to write, but stick some stickers in there, or, whatever you want to do to decorate your journaling space area. And then this is the cover. Okay. And you can even leave that as journaling space, or you can cover it and stick pockets in it, because that's going to be on the outside when you open your accordion. So let's do, and I've got a tall one here too. So we have two accordions. And that's something different that if we get to it, it'll be great. I'm not going to use the same paper, so now I've created more scraps. Well, actually, I'm going to use some of the same paper. This is the same pad. I'm looking to this pad a lot because I've used it in some of my projects. So if I am going to make these, I can go ahead and use them in something shortly. So, I mean, if you're going to have, you might as well make stuff for stuff that you are making at the time so that you can use it. See, and I also have this kind of stuff that I could do. I'm going to take one of these out of there. And that too, depending on the pen you use, can be writing space. I'm looking decorative writing space too. All right, one of those. Let's see where we go with this. Okay. So basically what I thought I would do is this short little guy, we're going to cover with this paper. I think that would be fun. Okay. And I'm going to fold it a little around the back, I think. I got to think about how I'm going to do this. Okay, so for this one, we're making a little booklet. Again, this is going to go in a pocket. And, pocket stuffers, I feel like don't have to just be like a single card or a ticket or a tag. They can be, little fold-out things like this, which for me, this is great because, like I said, I have a tendency to do the whole thing where I make my journal, and then my journaling space, I have limited journaling space, and stuff like this to go in pockets is great because then my pages, if they're all pretty and can't be written on, there's still stuff there to write in. So it's still a journal. I know I repeat myself a lot, but anyway, so yeah, my daughter's going to this prom thing, and so this is going to go around the back, and I think I'm going to and you'll see what I mean in just a minute, because I think we're going to turn that back area into, I don't know necessarily what it's going to get used for, but I'm going to turn that back area into something else. Okay, so I have discovered that I can do this, so I'm going to do it. Cut along the edge here, and I just use the file folder as my, oops, careful not to slip up onto your file folder. use the file folder as my guide, and I can cut that out of there pretty good. Except for that one little spot where I missed. Oh, wait, that's paper. Just cleaning up a little bit. Okay, and then I can punch the corners. So that gets me the front done. And I have this extra piece to fold over back here. Now, this isn't for coverage because I'm going to cover this in here. But what I do want to do is make it so the edge is covered out here. Okay, so are we seeing this big little line of mess my glue bottle is making? No, it's not going to let me have any glue because it squeezed it all out the top. I got nothing. Oh, there it comes. I really got to get a Sugar Bell bottle. I might go back to my big 8-ounce ones. I was using the 4-ounce ones for a while because once you get down a certain distance in there, the air starts to make the glue thick, and I don't know, it just doesn't work as well. But that was my experience anyway. So I was using the 4 ounces, but both my 4 ounces finally busted from being overpressurized and whatnot. So, okay, so that's the front of my little booklet. All right. And then what I want to do with, we're going to make a back piece, and I'm going to put some of this on there again. Is this tall enough? It is. Okay. So we're going to go right in there. I have to waste glue, so I'll just go ahead and use that. So anyway, she got this prom dress. I know I keep trying to tell you. She got this prom dress. We got it on sale. She found 2 dresses that she liked, and they were having this sale, and it was so good that I bought 2 dresses for less than the price of the more expensive one. So that was good. Because the more expensive one was the one she really, really liked, and that's the one we're having altered. And I had to have so much stuff done to it. I'm one of those moms who likes modesty in their daughters. So the fact that this dress had like plunging scalloped neckline, and I mean, it was just all this. She's 15. I mean, she doesn't need to go out of the house looking like that. And the fact that, that's what they advertise for prom dresses for high school girls is kind of, I don't like it. Anyway, so we're having it altered. It's getting wider straps, and it's getting, I'm cut that to make it flap into the inside. It's getting lined because the midriff was sheer lace. Or so I thought, actually. She went in and lined it, and what they had actually done was, for some reason, they decided they lined it. They just made the lining flesh colored. So it still is, but it's lined. It's actually fabric. Kind of wish it wasn't flesh colored, but it is what it is in that respect. Oh, I might have to trim that. That's uneven. Okay. That's going to be my fold over piece. So let's cut this. It's not going to fold over and cut that right. That's just irksome. See, I've got a spot. It didn't. I cut too far over. On both sides, I did it. I don't like it when I don't pay attention. So It's getting new straps. It's also getting the bodice adjusted so that it's not so like low cut down to her belly button, and then sheer in the middle, and all that. So it's getting some adjustments made to it. And we went for a fitting, and she really likes how it's turning out. She's not one to be all. She didn't like some of the parts of the dress either, so they made her uncomfortable. But she really liked the dress. It's kind of hard to explain. So we are having it done. And we went and tried it on. It looks really pretty. She doesn't like to wear dresses very often. She doesn't like the way it feels underneath the dress. That's what she tells me. She doesn't like the feeling of nothing underneath the dress. Okay, so I have my back and my front. I need to clip these corners. I have no idea how long this video has been running because I'm assuming it's recording. Usually there's a clock at the bottom of my screen, but it took my clock away, so I don't have that. Although you guys might be seeing little icons at the bottom of my screen, unless I can crop them out. Those are from my recording software. Oh, all right. This was a little far in. All right. So what we're going to do now that we've done this is we're going to take this, and I don't know. Yeah, this isn't wide enough. So basically what I wanted to do it might be okay, because what we'll do is we'll go over to this fold. I'm trying to think how I want to do this. I decided to use the tall stripes for the taller portfolio piece. So, all right, so let me get glue on here. This bottle is almost out too, so you'll see me like waiting for it to run down. But I thought this is okay to write on. So for journaling space, this would be okay. And what I'm thinking is we're going to glue down to this flap first, just so I can get it positioned where I want it. And I want this middle to be glued down on this seam, on this edge. No, sorry, on this fold. I'll get it in a minute. I'm going to unscrew that. So hopefully the pressure will go away and it won't squeeze a bunch of glue out the top of my thing. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this on here so that I get the flower to decorate the inside of my book. My booklet, I guess I should say. Okay. All right. And then I want to come over to here. I'm going to come over to this fold. So I'm going to mark this like this. Oh, that's the bottom and top. So for this one, I'm probably going to have to cut this off. Oh, that's going to be too short. I was hoping to then take this one and sit it over here, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to do that or not. We'll have to see. All right, so let's take this and fold it back on itself, back here. And we'll try cutting this. I don't know how I want to do this because I'm afraid it's going to Oh, you know what I should do? Is cut it along here first. Because I have to have up to there. And then I don't think this is tall enough. It's not. Okay, so I don't have to worry about it. I don't have to worry about it because it's not tall enough anyway. Do like I do on the little golden books and just see if I can. Now, if it went all the way over to there, I might say keep it, but I guess we'll cut it on its line here. We know how straight I cut, right? We all remember that's fine. Oh, I suppose I could have done that. Duh. It's okay, Cindy. You'll get it eventually. This crafting thing you do. All right, so we're going to glue this down. What I was envisioning isn't going to work because this is taller than 6 inches, and I was coming low so that I could get this flower, and so it didn't end up working out. I probably could have come higher if I had been paying attention, but I wasn't. Story of my life. All right. Sometimes if you can't get the glue to come off with your hands, a rag, for some reason, will take it off better. Oh, I see. I have glue on my mesh. That is my problem. Let me just do like this, and then we'll cut this off. Right? Never mind. It's not folded exactly straight, so it's catching. Anyway, so the dress looks really nice. And okay, now that's what this part looks like so far. We've got this writing area here, which because they're different, I mean, technically it could do that, which you could do with this part that we just did, if you wanted to glue this and make a pocket out of it. So I could glue it here and stick something in there. Now, make sure that whatever you stick in there fits within your pocket, right? Because this is going to go down in a pocket. That's the whole point of this, is to be a pocket stuffer. Okay, now, so this ended up being too narrow. What I was going to do was stick this on here like this and just continue it, except from the flower over. But I can't do that now because it's not big enough. So back to our book. What I can do is put this on here. Oh, no, I can't. I wonder if I have another sheet of that. Did I have 2? No, I did not. I'm running down to the end of this pad, which is good. I like using up a pad. So I wanted this. Okay, I'm going to use a piece of it. I don't think I've used this. Oh, well, maybe I have. Seems to be a piece missing. Okay, and I think what I'm going to do is rather than use this, I'm going to use this, the swirly bit. And we're going to come all the way over to this edge. And it'll be different shades of this lime green color. Okay. So let's get the glue all over here. And I haven't decided whether I want to glue in the back or if I want to put paper back there. That's what I pulled the cherry blossoms out for. I was going to cover that back spot where I told you we could glue it together and make a pocket, which I'm liking that idea better only because it kind of separates these two bits that I've got that are kind of mismatched now because they aren't, I wasn't able to do what I wanted to. But we're going to go like this in this crease. But this is two ideas. I'm not going to keep it. This has run a lot longer than I thought it would. Because once again, I kind of jumped in this with both feet and no plan. Semi-plan. Which isn't the same thing. Okay, and we're going to put this on here like this. I'm going to get this right up to the edge, and we're going to glue it down. So yeah, I kind of jumped into this, and I was like, oh, this will be fun. We'll do some pocket stuffers. And then, you know, I, of course, complicated it because overcomplicating things is my favorite crafting, tool. And so this ran a lot longer than I was expecting. C'est la vie. But basically, what I'm going to do now is cut this out. And the other thing I will do is figure out a way to finish this folded edge because this folded edge will bug me. Even if I end up gluing this back part, and we're going to do that before I let you go, we're going to just go ahead and glue that together. Make this a little booklet. But even if I glue that together, the way I trimmed this has got some. See, this edge right here is what I'm talking about. Let me get that nice in there. Glue and smush. Okay. So, and then we have one of these things. So again, I'm going to be going it's this inside curve that really messes me up. If I can get that, the outside curves I can usually do okay. I say, and then botch this one. Now that'll go like this, and then what we'll do is put glue along this edge. You know I'm going to do this, and then I'll flip it over and go, oh, I needed to do something else first. One of the things I know I needed to do first was, oh well. Okay. And then we're going to close this up, and that should give me a pocket. Assuming I don't mess it up. And hopefully that holds. I hope that I put enough glue there. I didn't want to go too thick because I didn't want to lose too much real estate. It's not a huge pocket. And there we have that. Okay. So when you open this, it opens like this, and then it opens like that. And on the back here, you've got this pocket, which I'm going to have to. No, no. Why are you doing that? You're not supposed to be buckling. But you are. Okay, I'm squishing these edges really good. And then you've got a pocket back here that you can stick something in. And it's a decent sized pocket. I mean, if you were to... So, that much. It's that deep. Whatever that is. Okay, and so you open it, and you've got writing space, and you've got writing space. And then it's decorated on both sides, and you can stick this down in a pocket. And then this one is the same thing. So I've got, this one's just taller. So I've got this one that's got, oh, it goes this way, I think. It's got a front flap, and then you would put the writing space here and writing space here, and then you would make this part a pocket. Or, like we said before, this can fold out completely, and that can be more writing space, depending on what your needs for your journal are. This one I happen to glue together, but you can do it either way. So this one is a booklet. Now this edge right here that's kind of unfinished and quite frankly ugly, I will probably get something to put on that edge. Maybe washi tape, maybe some paper, maybe, I don't know. And then it'll come along here. And then what I'll do with it is I might decorate up the side like we did with, where we take stickers and we just kind of stack them all along there. I like the way that looks. Okay. And then, so that's your booklet. So we made this and we made this flip up. This is a great way to use your file folder cutoffs, and you can make really cool large pocket fillers. So I hope you like this video. And if you've got some file folders laying around that you're making folios out of and you've got some cutoffs from those, you know, give this a shot. Because Lord only knows we're always looking for things to fill pockets with. I mean, that's me. Whenever I get, that's the part of the journal making that I get to, and I'm like, I don't have anything to put in here. I got to make stuff. And I'd rather do it that way than to have an entire stash of stuff, because honestly, I don't look at it, which will be another video, guys, because we're going to do it. I'm going to go through all my stuff, and we're going to figure out what I'll use, what I won't, what we can alter, and what just needs to disappear somehow. All right. God bless everybody, and thanks for coming by, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.